Okay. Hey Leos. So I just did a really long, awesome reading for you guys, and apparently I didn't hit record or something on my video. So I'm just gonna do a short reading. I'll kind of tell you what happened in the last reading. So I saw. I'm not gonna like try to get out all the cards from my last reading, but I don't even remember. I think you had the Emperor, you had Death, you had Seven of Swords, um, and so you had like a lot of communication cards too. Oh, so that's what happened. So there was this energy of you like sticking up for yourself or defending yourself, and or somebody else is doing that. And I feel like it's this situation where you kind of have to do that. Somebody was like left out in the cold. Like somebody, I was getting I was getting that there might have been a situation where like you needed to move, or some, you know how someone sometimes they'll just be like, oh, by the way, like we don't want you living anymore and you have to find a new place. Like all of a sudden it was something like that. So maybe it's something to do with the home. I'm not sure. Could be any situation where you feel like you have to defend yourself. There was also an emperor in your reading who I think that you're connected to romantically, and somebody wants to offer you something, or they're gonna offer you, or you're gonna offer them something, and it could be an Aries, but it could just be like a really strong energy. If you're a woman, it could just be like a really masculine person. It's a masculine energy either way, so for a girl or a guy. Um, so that was pretty much, I think that was your reading. So that's what I see, the energy that's around you that's happening at the end of August. But there was a lot of balance cards, so it could be smoothing out by the end of August. But I just really strongly had this like feeling like if you think that you need to stick up for yourself, do it, because that was the right thing to do. I kept hearing that too, the right thing to do, the right thing to do, over and over. So I don't know if Leos usually have like a good moral compass. Like even though they're kind of like crazy and in the spotlight, like they usually do the right thing. They're not very like vindictive and like revengeful. That's not really their character. Because I think Leos are kind of like Aries, where I'm an Aries, and we what you see is what you get. We don't have anything like planned or anything like to like screw you over. I mean, you'll know when we are like when we're not happy. So yeah, so that's what I got as far as your cards go. Sorry, I'm really sorry about that. And let me see. Also, I got this new Oracle deck. It's called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Arboretum? The Arboretum? So this is the book, but it's really cute. It's very like fantasy driven, but I used it the other day on myself, and I was like, oh, this is just for fun. Like I don't think that it's gonna like really it's really gonna have any power. I didn't think it would. I don't know why, because I'm very like into realistic decks. I draw like portraits and stuff like that, so this isn't really like my cup of tea, like fantasy type stuff, like animation, but I was craving it. I don't know why I was craving like animation. So so I got this, and it like when I pulled cards, I was like, whoa, like it really related to my situation. And the one that I pulled for you was called was Follow. And that went really well with your reading, because like it's like saying to follow your inner light, to stick to what you believe. So that's a really strong message at the end of August. Yeah. So I'll read this story. There's a story that goes with it. Okay. So it's kind of long, and I'll read it. I'm going to read the caption for all the impatient people. It kind of sums up like what the story is about, because I'm impatient. Like, I can't even believe I have to read the story again. That's how impatient I am usually. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, I have to do this all over. So, but I think it tells you a lot. Like, it gets you to think. So anyway, so so it says, listen with truth and honesty to the magic that guides you, and know in your heart that you are always following your path. So, yeah, so that basically was like, because you had the Seven of Wands, and it was just the Seven of Wands is like this person that's like fending off all these other people. Like, no, like, I'm sticking to what I believe, and this story goes along with it, and even if like the cards were also saying like people are like things are like people are coming at you, and you don't exactly know why, but it's basically to teach you to stand in your own power and to follow yourself. Like, you need to follow what you believe. So here's the story. So I'll read it again. Okay. One night, as I was nearing the end of my apprenticeship, my master took me way out into Wand Wood. The clouds were heavy above our heads, obscuring the twinkling lid and the silvery light of the moon. All was quite dark, unfamiliar, just occasional branches creaking in the breeze far above our heads. Soon I will be leaving you, he told me. My part in the journey is almost done. But who will teach me and guide me, I asked, slightly twizzled. I will never be a great leader like you. My eyes will never be as focused. My long ears will never be as alert. I begin to feel a lump in the back of my throat, and I don't want to be alone. He raised his eyebrows in the gloom and smiled. Alone? Whoever said anything about that? So we walked further into the darkness, me stumbling over roots and my master as sure-footed as always, until we stopped in a small clearing. You say you'll never be a great leader like me, yet I'm not a leader, Matlock. I am always following. You say your eyes will never be focused, yet out here I am as blind as you. Your ears, too, are no different from mine. Perhaps the difference is that I chose to listen to what guides me. Okay, so it's like saying that nobody has any more guidance than you do. Really, you should follow what you yourself. And so wherever I am, however lonely I feel, I also know I am never truly alone. Look, I followed his pointing paw, slowly making out a faint yellow light brightening amongst the trees to just a short distance away. To lead, you must always allow yourself to be led. To see, you must welcome change. To hear, you must listen to the honesty inside you. Only then will your true path will become clear, even in the darkest times, the twizzliest moments. And these words are like made up, I swear, because I've never heard some of them. True leaders simply follow the magic in their hearts. I walked towards the light as it slowly began to move in the path, lit golden in the night, following its magic as it led me to safety back to the cottage. So I'm going to skip a little bit. I am always following my path, and soon it will lead me to the next sad, chookulous adventure. It guides, teaches, and leads me as surely as the master once did. I trust in its outcome and the connections I can see, always willingly following into its magical light. Okay, so that's what your reading was pretty much all about. So stay true to yourself. All the people around you giving their opinions at the end of August, and try and coming at you. Basically, it's saying to stay focused, stay true, more than focused. Stay true. Okay. I'll be back September, so sorry there's no layout of cards. It's just, I guess this message was more important than the cards. Okay, thanks. Bye.